Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Vinsyn with Interviews. I'm with Keenan Williams, professional dancer, but come to find out you are a professional hype performer.
Yes.
That
Yes.
that you are now you're inspiring to be a dancer. So tell me
Yes.
what does a hype performer entail?
So the hype performer entails just keeping the crowd entertained throughout the game. We're the ones that throughout the game will do T-shirts giveaways and prize giveaways. We're the ones we're responsible for setting up for if anybody does proposals, like a wedding proposal or engagement proposal during games or stuff like that. We do the charity events, and yeah, so dancing is part of it. Part of entertaining the crowd, and so I use my dancing during that.
So what did you always want to be a dancer, like growing up?
You know what? I knew that I wanted to entertain people in some type of form or fashion. And then once I learned how to utilize dancing to my advantage, like when I learned how to use dancing to use it to for my emotions and whether I'm sad or angry or mad. And then I was also to simultaneously entertain people with it. I was like, I really want to do something with this. So that's it. I think probably my late teens, early 20s, I was like, you know what? I really want to do something with this indefinitely, for sure. So especially after high school, I remember I went to Onondaga Community College, and back then I went there. My first semester, I believe, was 2012. I think they didn't have a track team, so once I started attending that, and I realized they didn't have a track or football team. I was like, I'm just gonna continue with dancing. So,
all right. So what? So you're saying that you were. So what inspired you or motivated you? You were motivated by using it to utilize your talent for dance, not only to generate income, but also to be your career choice. But was there any other inspiration, like any other professional dancers or?
I've had growing up, everybody staple of as dance inspiration, Michael Jackson. I think one of my first moves, it was like a floor glide. I was inspired by him, but one of my biggest inspirations was Omarion, seeing the movie Step Up Dance, Step Up, and You Got Served. And so I've always been a big Omarion fan, and I was just captivated. One of his music videos, the song Touch, I was just I gotta do that. I gotta learn how to do that. And I just thought that was the coolest thing. So I would during school, I would randomly be dancing in the hallways, or I would have teachers telling me to stop dancing during lunch and stuff like that. So I was that one weird kid that I would just practice dancing anywhere, even during high school, because I was on the football team for CNS, and I would just it would be weird, I'll be focused in practice, and then out of nowhere, in my head, something was yo, Keenan, start dancing. What? No, start dancing. Start practicing. We'll be in the middle of a play. I'll just be on the sideline, trying to move my chest, or I try to emulate something I saw on TV. And I had some of my team was yo, what are you doing? Focus on the play. So
what's CNS for people who don't know? What CNS is?
Cicero, North Syracuse.
Cicero, North Syracuse. All right.
Yeah.
So what? That was pretty cool. I am not a dancer. I try and dance. I grew up around a lot of I grew up on the border of Washington Heights, which is predominantly Hispanic. This is back in New York City, and Harlem. So the building I grew up in was predominantly Hispanic. So we would always dance, Spanish music all the time, salsa or merengue or bachata, whatever it was. So do you have a specific dance music, I should say, that you specialize in with dancing, or you can dance to any type of music there is?
I've grown to learn to adapt my body to dance to all different types of music. It started out with, like hip hop and R&B, but like I've grown to like control my body, like to dance to like rock music, and I can catch my body doing, certain moves to like certain strings of the guitar, rock, R&B, different genres of music. Like you gotta have like an open mind with dancing too. I even like done music, dance videos of like me dancing to piano music. So yeah, I don't really stick to like one.
Oh, okay. Have you taken ballet? Have you done ballet too or no?
No, I wish I did back in the day. I think I was just too discouraged about kids teasing me. Like I remember like I wanted to do gymnastics. That's something I even now I'm trying to get into, just because I want to learn how to do flips and side flips and stuff like that. I was discouraged like with kids like teasing me, and it was bad enough like, oh, you do dance, that's for girls, or you want to do gymnastics, that's for girls. And and when you're a young age, you're like susceptible to like things like getting to you, or like, oh damn, like like kind of just feeling discouraged about it. So that's one of the reasons why I never like did gymnastics or ballet. And I mean I should have regardless, but yeah, at that age I was just like, oh, okay, maybe I shouldn't do this.
Well, it's never too late. I mean, with the power of YouTube,
oh yeah,
you can do anything
exactly.
you want.
And I also recently with the power of
yeah. So how did you get on the hype team for Orlando Magic? Like how was the process for that?
So basically with that, I just was like just networking and trying to get to know people, and I can't talk around Orlando, and I got in contact with this girl named Natalie that worked on the hype team with her and her boyfriend, and I was like, yo, like I want to, I would be great for that job. Like I want to do that job. And like for the past like 2017, 2018, like I always missed the auditions. And then like 2019, I was like, I caught wind of like when the auditions were going to be. And I was like, you know what? I'm not missing those auditions. I'm doing it. So, and originally I auditioned for the dance team, the 407 dance team. And I made it all the way to the last round of the 407 dancers audition, but I messed up the choreo. And
what's that? What's the choreo?
So the choreo for the audition, it was Cardi B's verse, the song with her and Bruno Mars. It's called the Finesse song, Dripping and Me Dripping and Finesse. Yeah, that song. It was Cardi B's verse, and they taught us they taught us a choreo for 30 minutes, and then we had to execute that choreo. And then during that time, I'm like, cool, all right. And
choreo is short for choreograph. Is that what that is?
Choreography, excuse me. Yes.
Yeah. All right.
So we had a choreography for that for 30 minutes that they taught the whole gym for it, and then they called us in, up by groups of 3. And then when I was in that group of 3 that got called, I was like, cool, like, me, mind you, I've never been a choreography type of dancer. I've always been a freestyle, all styles type of dancer. And just recently I've gotten comfortable with accepting my body to like, all right, Keenan, like we're gonna learn choreography. So back to, the audition, I'm like, all right, cool. Like I get up, my number's called, cool. Our group is called. I'm like, all right, I got this. Music drops. Drop top, Porsche, roll your diamond stuff, blah, blah, blah. And then like right after that last line, like I just went into like I just blanked out and I forgot the whole chorus. And I was like, damn. But as a dancer, you gotta keep dancing. Like doesn't matter how many times you mess up the steps. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like I messed up the choreo, but like, I still gotta keep moving. But yeah, I didn't get picked for that, which is fine because like I was more so happy with the progress that I made within myself, because if you asked me to do that a year or two prior, I wouldn't even got past the first round. But the fact that I made it all the way to the last round for a professional NBA team, I was like, you know what, that says, that's a self-confidence thing for me. And then the next day, I didn't even know that, I wasn't even aware of the hype team auditions. That was the next day. So my homegirl called me and she was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, nothing, just chilling. She was like, "No, you're coming to the 3-2-1 hype auditions." I was like, all right, fine. Went to the auditions, made it all the way to the last round. And I met some of the GM and the directors there. And they're like, all right, blah, blah, thank you guys for coming. We'll send you an email and let you know. Cool. And mind you, I was working at Cedar Point in Ohio, which is a theme park in Ohio. I was working there during the time. So I flew down for the auditions. And when I flew back up, August 20th, I got an email saying, congratulations, you made it to, welcome to the Orlando Magic family as a professional hype performer. Blah, blah, blah. Orientation is going to be on August 26th. Mind you, that email that I got was on August 20th. And at the time, working at Cedar Point, I was like, oh my God, like, I actually made it. Wow. I didn't even think I was going to make it.
This is 2019?
Yep,
right?
2019. And I was thinking like, well, I'll audition. Didn't think I was going to make it. I actually made it. But then I was like, wait, it's the 20th. Orientation is the 26th. I'd have to move back from Ohio back to Orlando. And mind you, I didn't have a car at this time. So and the auditions was like a half hour from my apartment down here. And I'm just like, if I work like 4 or 5 days a week, that I was assuming like I didn't have the Uber money to go back and forth like that. And because I already had a contract with Cedar Point all the way to the end of Halloween. And I contacted one of the people in, I think she was like a director or something that worked in the managing department. I was like, hey, like, I appreciate the opportunity, but unfortunately, like, I have a contract with Cedar Point. And she's like, oh, well, we can talk to our GM and see if he can hold a spot for you if you're still interested. I said, of course, sure, no problem. Hung up the phone. I'm thinking like, yeah, they're not gonna wait for me to come back. It's August. They're not gonna wait for me to come back and after Halloween. And 2 days later, she gives me a call. No, it was like the next day. She gave me a call and she's like, hey, Keenan. So I talked to Tyler, the GM, and he said he's perfectly fine with waiting for your return on October 30th. And I was like, oh, like, so he's going to wait for me to be on the, he's like, yeah. She was like, yeah, no problem. Blah, blah, blah. He's completely fine with it. So I didn't want to get my hopes up in me, thinking that I was going to be on this team. And then until it was like pretty much confirmed that I was on the team.
Because you don't want to move down there and, set everything up. And then they said that you ain't got a job. I feel you.
Yeah. Because like, I didn't even think that that the GM was going to like wait for me. I know that they had orientation on the 26th. And then that means August 26th. And then I'd have to wait. That's basically me being 2 months behind of everybody. So I moved back down October 28th. That was the season ending of Cedar Point for me. And then 2 days later was my first game.
So you didn't have orientation at all?
Nah, basically not. Like they just like, all right, well, we have your stuff waiting for you at your when you get here at the Amway Center. So, which is where the Orlando Magic basketball team plays. So they're like, yeah, just your schedule is for your first game at 5 o'clock. So I was like, all right. And then I got there and they had like this whole uniform set up for me. They got me a shoot. They asked me while I was in Cedar Point, they asked for my size and my shoe size, my waist size. And, I had a whole warm-up suit waiting for me, which is part of our outfit we wear for the games. So
that's crazy.
I walked that stage like, wow, this is unreal.
So like how is it now or last year rather, during COVID, like were you like just out of work, or did you go to the were you still able to do the games? Did you go to Disney?
So what happened was like we got an email like saying like we still played like a few games until like it got because my last game last season was March 2nd, and that's when I performed. I actually got to perform in one of the halftime shows. We had like a big production. The theme of the halftime show was The Greatest Showman. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but that was our whole theme. And I got to be in the halftime show. And then like the next day afterwards, we got an email saying like, hey, like they're shutting down the NBA. Unfortunately, our season is we're done for the season. And that's when I was like, yo, COVID is like actually like, whoa, like this is serious. So basically they just shut down our whole season. And then I had to apply for unemployment. And then even now, like our season, I started my season back in December 19th was my first game. So it's definitely different. The Amway Arena holds about like 20,000 people, and they cut the attendance from 20,000 to like maybe 3,500 to 4,000 people. So there's people there, but like it's super spaced out, and it's not many. Like we can't do like t-shirt launches or anything like that. A lot of our like timeout games that we usually do, like they're like a lot of the games are like done with. So well they turned them into like a lot of like, oh, you can, text this number and blah blah blah. And so people they just kind of like use the technology with their phones and whatnot for like halftime. Like we still get to like go to people, like go throughout the whole arena and just like hype up the crowd from a distance, but like we're not able to be as personable as we used to. So
Yeah,
but they show our like my face, and they show my other teammates' faces like on the big like jumbotron. So
like faces,
yeah,
like a camera, like your live face, or like
yeah.
just a picture of your face.
No, like live faces. Like we have like zoom in shots of us. Like I'll dance, and anytime like a song comes out, like for example, oh, we have the dance cam, and like if it zooms over to one of my coworkers and then or it zooms over to me, I can still dance, or like it'll zoom over to the people in the crowd. So they use the jumbotron a lot. And then our 407, my friends on the 407 dance team, usually they would perform in the middle of the court, but what they've been doing is they would like do their whole choreography set, but it would be pre-recorded, but it would be shown on the jumbotron.
Oh, okay, so they were pre-do it and then just show it on the. All right.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's very
nowadays you gotta do what you gotta do to maintain safety. Because COVID is it whether people choose to believe it or not, it really is taking people's lives. And I was fortunate enough to get the vaccine for being in the healthcare industry. Being a chef at Krause Hospital, so I was able to get the vaccine. So
my grandfather actually passed away from COVID on this Christmas Eve.
I'm sorry to hear that, brother.
And then both my parents, my mom actually, both my parents had COVID, and my mom actually, like the day before the Super Bowl, she was released back home from the hospital because her symptoms were more severe. Like I was praying to God, like that I wouldn't lose my mom during, like before the performance of the Super Bowl. Cause she was like, even like, I got to FaceTime her for a little bit, or she showed me a picture of her. I was texting her and she was just showing me a picture of her in the hospital. She had like the tubes in her nose and everything. So that just, that really hit home for me. And luckily, thank God, it was that Saturday that she texted me. She said, I'm going home. So
All right. So
He's doing good.
All right, that's good. That's good. I have my good friend on the show at the dinner table, Angel. He had COVID, and he said he hasn't been the same since he had it back.
Yeah.
Back since last year. Um,
Mm.
Speaking of Super Bowl, so how was it dancing with the Weeknd?
That was probably the. I'm sorry, I just gotta fix my phone really quick. All right, I'm good. So I finally everything, like it took me like a few days to like process that, like process the fact that I was like, yo, like there's no way this is my life right now. Like this is a dream. Like it was it felt like it, like finally things came into like you ever had like a dream and then like you finally see it happen in your face and you're like, yo, no way that just did not, like that happened. Like it was just a surreal experience. And people, like everybody has their opinions about the show, but like it's different when you perform.
I thought it was great. Like I'm a fan of the Weeknd. I thought the choreography was good. I like the outfits. I like how he was going with it. I thought it was good personally. And I don't even watch sports. People who follow me, you guys notice I don't watch sports. But I try to watch depending on who's performing at the halftime show. My only thing with performances at like the halftime show or award show, it's not the whole song.
Oh yeah,
I like listening to the whole song. So like I liked this one because it was, it was all the songs he played with all the songs I knew. And I liked all those songs. And
it's
all
like you know
together. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had to dance with the gauze on your head. Was it? Do you have limited vision?
Grab it for you right now.
Say it again. I couldn't hear you.
I can go grab it for you right
now. Oh yeah, go grab it.
Let me see.
He's gonna go grab his headgear that he wore at the Super Bowl.
All right. So for everybody that says, because it's funny, I looked at some of the comments on News Channel 9, and you have all these people talking all this mess about, oh, it looks like a jock strap.
Well, haters gonna hate. I mean, like you can't do without have haters. Haters is the ones that make you popular.
And what's funny? Like I looked at the comment section and I was like, I figured it's a bunch of old grumpy people that just don't know like any type of like artistry or like have no type of concept.
Well, old people too are not. They're not gonna watch. They don't know. A lot of them don't know the Weeknd, so they don't know that. Music.
Oh yeah, I saw that all the time. They're like, oh, I don't even know this guy. Well, yeah, because it's not Bon Jovi or like anybody. Like,
so like if they don't know, of course. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I'm old myself, and I like some of the new rap that comes out. I do the same thing. I ain't gonna lie, but I give it a chance. I'll like listen to it, and then I'm like, yeah, it's not for me.
Yeah. All right. So here is so this is just a regular face mask, and then this is the headpiece. Basically, it's like a helmet.
Supposed to be the hair. It's supposed to be like his hair. You're supposed to be recreated him, right?
Yeah. So here, let's do tab for it. Okay. I gotta put this like forward. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a strap, and then the mask, and then it goes like.
So how did you audition? How did you audition to get this? Like what did the audition entail?
Actually, for I think everybody had like an individual. It wasn't, not everybody auditioned for it, but so for me personally, one of the guys that I work with, good friend of mine, he put in for the Orlando Magic group. on Facebook that we have for all of us workers. He was like, hey, like here's this casting director needs performers for the Super Bowl. And if you guys want to, perform the Super Bowl, here's the information for it. And you can contact the casting director. And yeah, so I was like, at first I didn't know if I was like, I don't know if I could do it, just because like I saw the rehearsal schedule and the fact that we had mandatory COVID testing every 2 days. And I'm just sitting here like, damn, like there's no way I could drive from Orlando to Tampa and back for 10 days straight, like at all.
How far is that?
From Orlando to Tampa is probably about like a little bit, like, a little bit over an hour, probably like an hour and like 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. So it wasn't I guess it wasn't too far of a drive, but I was like, man, that's really going to kill my gas. I'm going back and forth every day. Right.
Yeah.
But then one of my really good friends, it was basically my cousin, like that's how good of friends we are. My boy, Anthony Mercurio, who went to the same high school with me. We've known each other for like easily over 15 years. I was like, yo, I can hit up Anthony. And so I hit him up. I was like, bro, like, can I please ask you a favor? Can I please stay at your crib for like 10 days? I'll throw you money. Like, he's like, dude, don't worry about it. Of course you can. I was like, all right, cool. So, and then between that 10-day period, I was only scheduled for one game. And my GM like already knew that I was going to be in the Super Bowl. So he was cool with it. So I was like, all right. And I just went. So, and how that happened was, to answer your question, I'm sorry about that. I sent the casting director my height, my weight, I think a headshot of me and some background information about me. And I got an email back saying, congratulations, you've been selected to perform in the halftime Super Bowl. So some people that were like with me, I was one of the people that was on the, like in the last song or two, I was one of the dancers that was on the field. A lot of people thought dancing like next to the Weeknd on like in that gold room that he was in. Those dancers were some of those dancers were actually paid because they're agencies. So some dancers that were there like were from LA. We had dancers from all over. Like it was probably over 100 of us. And some people were there because they were like me. We were the field cast, which was the volunteer role. And the other dancers, one of my friends actually that works with me on the Orlando Magic, he has like an agency that helped him like, perform or got the gig to perform in the Super Bowl, but like specifically next to the Weeknd. So, but that's how I got my shot at to be in the Super Bowl.
All right. So you I actually like that song. I don't know what the name of that song was at the end when he's like walking through the crowd. I mean walking through you guys on the field. It's called what?
Blinding Lights.
Ooh, no. I know that song. I'm talking about the end, the last song he did.
Happy House?
Is that what it's called? I don't know the name of it. I'm bad with names. I'm bad with people's names and I'm bad with names of songs.
And maybe Happy House. That's a good song too. And it's crazy too, because like even having rehearsal with the Weeknd, I thought that we were gonna have rehearsal with him like the day before Friday and Saturday right before the Super Bowl. I thought he was gonna come in on those days just because he's the Weeknd and he could kind of do whatever he wants. Nope, this dude came on that Tuesday, and being in rehearsal with him, like you don't think an artist can sing until like you see them live. Like this dude can sing. Like he was hitting. I was like, yo, like I didn't know he could hit that note. Like wow, like he's like I had like I always like was like, all right, yeah, the Weeknd's cool. Like he's a good musician. Like I never was like a huge Weeknd fan, but like when I was rehearsing with him, I'm like, yo, like this dude is like talented. And people were like, oh, well, was he lip singing? I'm like, nah, no, not at all. Like
yeah, some artists can sing in person. but
Oh yeah.
there are other artists that can't
Oh
that can't sing.
no.
But there are two reasons why. There's one that they just can't sing. They can carry a note, but they need the
Background.
the board and all that stuff to make them sound better on the when they're on a track. And there are others who dance, so that's why they got to lip sing because they be out of breath trying to sing the song and dance at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And then he came. So he actually got there, I think Tuesday or Wednesday. Yeah, Tuesday, and then we rehearsed with him. We did the run throughs with him at the because there's like a Yankee Stadium next in Tampa. There's a Yankee Stadium, and then for the New York Yankee baseball team, and then right across the street is the Raymond James Stadium for the Tampa. That's where the Super Bowl was, and because we started rehearsals at the Yankee Stadium, and then like for the final like 4 rehearsals, we had them at the Raymond James Stadium for the Tampa Bucks play. And in one of the rehearsals, no, it was the last rehearsal. So that Thursday, the last rehearsal, we did a full run through with the fireworks and everything of how the show was exactly went. And then when the set ended, like, because everybody ended with the Weeknd in the middle of the field, and all of us dancers were like laying on the ground, like just holding our position. And then they're like, all right, guys, you're good, blah, blah, blah. So we were all coming back up to the stands and the bleachers. And then I was more so on the outside of the people that were trying to like go up to the bleachers. And I see like the Weeknd walking towards me. And I'm like, yo, what? I'm like, he's like walking towards me, what's going on? And then he's like, hey, blah, blah, blah. You guys did a great effing job, blah, blah, blah. You guys killed it, blah, blah, blah. Like, everybody, like, starts going crazy. And then, like, he gets, like, this close to me. I went to give him daps. And then my boy, who was, like, a huge Weeknd fan, he was actually able to dap him up before I was. And I'm like, all right, my turn. And then security comes out of nowhere. Back up, guys. Security, back up. Like, let the Weeknd get through. I was like, all right, well, at least he was, like, close. So, yeah, no, cool. Very cool. So I was like, yo, that's crazy. Like, I was just next to the Weeknd. And I don't really usually get starstruck like that, but I was like, yo, like, this is dope. All right, fine.
yeah, I don't get starstruck here. Only one person has ever starstruck me, and that's Whoopi Goldberg, and that's a story
Really?
for later date. Yeah,
Oh,
I'll probably tell you that off mic, but that's a story for later date for the Wolf Nation. One last question. I don't know if you can talk about it. I don't know if it aired yet. Your camera's off. There you go. So you were telling me that you just shot a commercial.
Yes. So it was it's not a national commercial. It was this past Monday, I shot a commercial for this pawn shop called Simple Pawn down here in Kissimmee, Florida, which is right outside of Orlando. So the commercial is going to be, I'm not sure when it should be airing hopefully within the next week or so. But yeah, it's just like a regular local commercial for Central Florida.
All right.
So and that was like my first commercial gig. So, and that's something that I've always like wanted to do. Like if I can utilize dancing to like get me into other like fields of the entertainment industry, I would love, like, that's kind of like one of my goals. So,
well, brother, I know it's gonna happen because sometimes the universe and God just make stuff happen. They don't just put people to talk to people for no reason. Because like
they made it happen for the Super Bowl for me. So I never doubted it.
To be honest with you, I never thought, like I tell the story all the time. Back in high school, I did Team Talk Radio. I did it twice. And the producer there said I have a real knack for radio. And I never took him up on that. I never followed through. Literally until 4 years ago. Well, 5 years ago now. And now you're my fourth interview that I've done. I got a bunch of At the Dinner Tables on my channel. People love the shows that I do. So like this is my next career move other than being a chef. But I do see big things for you, brother. and
Yeah.
keep on dancing.
Oh,
have you ever seen what? Go ahead.
I was gonna put in, shameless plug for my Instagram. My Instagram has videos of my dancing, me dancing, but also more importantly, my experience with the Super Bowl halftime show. And I have like a whole minute reel clip of kind of like my journey.
Oh yeah, give everybody your Instagram so people can follow. I was about to ask you that too.
So it is SYMINSEZ 517. So again, SYMINSEZ 517. It's a play on words. It's supposed to be when you say it says Simon Says, but I made that.
I was about to ask you. I was like,
what? I was about to, because your face, you're like, what's this? Yeah, I made up that nickname back in like 2010, 2011. So I just like, I'm gonna keep this name, but it's kind of like my dance name, like when I go to competitions or stuff like that. But alias.
I have two last questions for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Two last questions. Mm-hmm. One, your favorite dance movie of all time. Mine is I think it's called Electric Boogie. I don't know why I can't remember the actual name of it, but it's called Electric Boogie 2.
Electric. Oh, I think I heard of that.
It's called shit. But go ahead. And that's my favorite dance movie. I never really got into Step Up, but your favorite dance movie?
You Got Served definitely played a big part of like my inspiration with dancing, and also it's an old throwback movie called. A lot of the older people that listen to this, they're gonna remember this movie. It's called Breakin'.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
okay. I was trying to remember the goddamn name of it. I was like, yo, what the hell? I know it's called Electric Boogie. Yeah, Breakin'. 1 or 2. Which one you like? I like part 2.
I want to say 1, just because like I feel like it's more. I mean, both of them like show like the foundation, the fundamentals of like the dance culture. I don't know that one scene where he's just sliding with that broom. Like as soon as I saw that, I'm like, yo, like I gotta learn how to do that. I think I was more captivated by that scene than like seeing Michael Jackson moonwalk in Billie Jean. Yeah. I'd say that.
I was more captivated when Michael Jackson did the lean and Smooth Criminal.
Oh, yeah. I was like, yo, there's no that's
sometimes you gotta do that lean on dudes, be like they be out here talking that junk. You just gotta, you gotta pull your jacket back and then do the lean on them. So now it doesn't have to be, but I gotta ask this as you are a dancer.
Yeah.
The Jabberwockies. Now, recently, the breakdance or hip hop dance in general has made it into the Olympics. Do you see that as a foreseeable sight to maybe join the Jabberwockies or to go for the gold?
Oh, nah. I mean, it would take me like the thing is that when people like see like they hear the term breakdance, that's like they think that's like an all general thing. Like breakdancers are the ones they like do like the spinning on their heads and the backflips and stuff like that. Dancers like me, I am considered an all styles dancer, meaning like I do like mainly street style dancing. Like
hello, person in the background.
My roommate. Basically like I stay on the ground. Like my style of dancing is I do gliding, waving, tutting, popping, and gliding, waving, tutting, and popping. Those are my 4 like main like styles of dancing I do. As far as like in Jabberwockies, they're pretty similar. I mean, I've seen them do a few breakdancing, a few moves from breakdancing. As far as me being in that breakdancing category in the Olympics,
but I don't know I don't think it's just breakdance. I think it's just dance in general.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it's just dance in general.
Well, I have to definitely.
I mean, you're gonna have to take on the whole K-pop culture, but you won't be alone in that fight. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing is, like, I know, like, I know when to, or like, I know my boundaries with like trying to, like, I don't think like I'm the best dancer, no, but I try to be the best version of me, basically. I'm not really, I've never been like I've done competitions and everything, but like, it's never been me to be like, oh, I gotta beat this dancer. No, it's just like, I'll work on my craft for me. But, if somebody wants to smoke in a battle, we can do that too. So, but
what
I mean,
about
like,
one of my favorite jokes is telling people like when like they start getting loud with me, like joking or whatever. I'll tell them, like, yo, man, if you want to go, I got cardboard in the car and we could go. Of course, I'm joking. I got no damn cardboard. And I don't know how to break dance, but that's my joke.
What you gonna do?
And they always look at me weird because they confused. They don't know, like, wait a minute, what do you mean you got cardboard in the? Yeah, I was like, yeah, I got cardboard, and I just walk away. That's all I say. I say, I got cardboard in the car.
Yeah,
I walk away.
Bye. Just leave them there stuck and confused. Like, yo, he just said he got cardboard. What? Oh man!
All right, brother. Thank you so much for joining me in this interview.
Thank you.
Of course, I'm most definitely going to have you on again.
For sure. Let me know.
And guys, check this out on YouTube and at the B major streaming sites. Give them your social media one more time where they could reach you.
Right. So my Instagram is SYMINSEZ517. SYMINSEZ517. All together, all lowercase.
All right. Check him out. Upcoming, he's gonna be, of course, he's gonna be dancing. He's probably gonna have a couple gold medals next time I interview him. But we'll talk about that, later when it comes out. All right. And always remember, guys, get the cardboard.